Hey Scorpios, this is your December monthly reading for 2017. I've been eagerly awaiting coming to this video, and I'm trying to go in order, but I'm a Taurus sun, Gemini moon, Leo rising, and I'm Pisces, Venus is in Pisces, but wanting to see really what Scorpio is up to, because Scorpio is my opposite sign. So I know Tauruses are going through a lot, so I can't imagine that Scorpios wouldn't be. I want to get some things out of the way real quick before we start your reading, and before I kind of do a little bit of talking and channeling before the reading. There is a holiday deal going on right now for the month of December. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know for sure, but I probably will be extending that into January as well. You can always ask me and email me and see if it's still on, but for December it probably will go into January too. Of a 30-minute reading is $25 and an hour-long reading is $45. That's about half price. So if you just have a lot of things going on, any questions, guidance that you're needing, even a coaching session or guidance session where I would probably still pull cards, but sometimes it gets more details because I'm able to interact, but and you can email me about that and how that procedure goes, the pricing and everything. But at the very least, if you have a lot going on, a Christmas gift for somebody else, if you're wanting to know a decision you have about how the new year or what's to come in your year, any of that, it's a really good deal. So I want to let you know about that. There's a drawing going on also that if you leave a comment in the month of December, it could be on your video, it could be any video, something more than just hi, but something substantial, but it doesn't have to be lengthy. But leave a comment on the video. I really enjoy the interaction. Let me know what's going on with your journey. If the video resonated, constructive criticism. I don't need to know if it didn't resonate with you. These are general readings, general energy. Some, all, or none may apply. So we all know that. So, just leave something. So then at the end of the month, when December is over, I will randomly pull somebody's name out of people who commented out of just the 12 monthly videos for the 12 horoscope zodiac signs that say monthly in their tarot reading. And then I will pull one randomly, and they will get a free hour-long reading. So comment, you get a chance of winning. I do have a lot of plans. I don't know if I'm going to do weeklies or bi-weeklies. I had a lot of thoughts about doing weeklies, but I do want to do some love readings, and I have different ideas for coming. I'm not sure if I'm going to do bi-weeklies or if I'm just going to do monthlies and then other special readings, because I have a lot of ideas for random, ones. I do have to update my twin flame. I just have a bunch of ideas for readings that are coming out and doing love readings, and I'll either do monthly or probably at this point bi-weekly. I probably will not do weekly for just regular readings, or I might switch it off bi-weekly with general and then love. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm also going to be doing some channelings on subjects that I'm passionate about, such as narcissism, codependency, kind of teaching compassion and boundaries with that. Anxiety and depression, talking about awakenings, spiritual awakenings and Kundalini awakenings. A lot of people have asked to tell about my journey and how I've gotten where I am and what's going on with me. So I really want to do a video about that because I feel like there is a lot going on with people, and a lot of people are going through some type of awakening, and especially somebody if they're going through a Kundalini awakening, it's hard enough knowing that you're going through it. I can't imagine going through it and not knowing. That would be really, really hard. I don't know. So anyways, stay tuned because there's a lot of things coming and I have a lot of ideas. Share, subscribe, comment. Don't forget about the holiday deals. Don't forget about commenting to go on the free drawing. Watch your sun, moon, your rising, your Venus, any significant planets you have in your birth chart. If you don't know where to look for your birth chart, I've provided one or two pretty good sites that I use in the description box below. By the way, if you want a reading, if you want a private reading, you can always email me and I will help you with it, but everything is spelled out in my description box and all below in all my videos too. So look there as far as for you know, if you were wondering, because some people ask about like donations, if you're wondering where to purchase for a reading, if you're wondering how the procedure goes, if you're looking about me, any of that, it's all in my description below. So take the time, you know, and read that. It might benefit you. Okay, so before I get started on your actual like card reading, because yours is general, it didn't want me to dig too deep. It's somewhat general, but it's because there are a lot of messages that I had. I feel like a lot of Scorpios are stuck, or like where they can't see, which is kind of crazy. Maybe it's something different for you because Scorpios are so good at like, you know, the death and the transformation, so much, the rebirth. Almost to the point sometimes where I think Scorpios do it to the point where they do it so much they almost get like this high or this good feeling off of it. Like they despise stagnancy so much that they want to do the rebirth so much and purge so much that in a way it's good. But in a lot of ways, sometimes it can almost become self-destructive or self-sabotaging, to where you miss the reflection lessons and just purge and have the death and rebirth cycle. So much so that you miss a lot of the lessons, so they just keep happening, and in a way you're missing it and not growing and getting stuck, because Scorpios have like, you know, out of all the other zodiacs that have like one symbol, like one animal, like Taurus is a bull, you know, that represents them. You know, Scorpios have, depending on which site you look at, between 4 to 7 because their evolution is so complex. So make sure you're not doing it so much to the point that you're missing out on those lessons to evolve, to spiritually evolve. And, you know, make sure you're not doing it also to a point where, you know, you almost get like a high, or you don't feel right, or, you know, it's just too much and you just let it all go to feel good and feel fresh again. And yes, that is great. That is something, to be honest, that a lot of people are going through right now, especially with your guys' new moon that passed recently, and the fact that Jupiter is in Scorpio and is going to be there for like at least about a year. So a lot of people are going to be learning those lessons. Tauruses are very much learning those lessons right now and adopting some of your energies on that. However, you don't want to do it too much to where it's like, you know, oh, too much gone. Oh, too much gone. Or to the point where even if something's going good, you like miss that fresh slate feeling, to where you almost like have that inner like kind of crave to almost rid something or sabotage something, just to have that, you know, feel good it's gone, that clean slate, maybe even the power, maybe even get addicted to the power of it a little bit. So either way, just be careful with that if that's what you're, if any of you do tend to resonate with that. And it's weird, like what I was saying before I went into that, is I feel like some of you are really getting stuck or in situations that are making you stuck, to where either you can't seem to get past it like normal, or something is making you to where you can't. And I feel like a lot of you are being put in this position right now because of doing that so much, not looking, and this being stuck right now is meant to be. It's meant to make you reflect, and it's meant to make you grow to that next level, because I think so many Scorpios had gotten into this point of just, oh, that's enough, clean slate. Oh, that's enough, clean slate. Oh, that's enough, clean slate. And not really doing enough self-reflecting, especially for a Scorpio who is very much about knowing who they are and looking within and knowing, you know, because one thing I learned through this journey is the more you know about yourself, the more you know about other people. Things make sense around you. So Scorpios have this way of mirroring to other people and seeing deep within them and mirroring things to them that they don't even see or know about themselves. It's the reason that a lot of Scorpios sometimes can rub people the wrong way if they're not willing to take responsibility and do that self-reflective work, because they're going to be uncomfortable by what Scorpios mirror to them. So you guys are great for that. But I think you guys have gotten to a point where you're so much looking outwardly, and something has gotten you blocked to the point where you stopped looking and knowing within, and you're looking outwardly, which means you're not going to know about the situations around you, and you're not going to know about yourselves. That's why you guys are so good at reading other people usually, is because you guys usually know yourselves. And I think you guys are getting stuck. And I think some of you are really getting the lessons to go within and start to learn that. But I think some are really stuck. And there's a reason for this. And some of it might not even be your fault. It might literally just be, you know, okay, you've been just doing what you're normally doing, but okay, it's, sorry if you can hear my dogs, I don't know, but it's time to evolve. One thing I also thought about one time is that a lot of other signs, and I hope I say this in a way that I don't rub anybody the wrong way, but one thing about Scorpios is that they're great for the mystery and the darkness, like living in the dark. And I don't mean evil by saying that, so if anybody thinks that, don't think that's what I mean. I mean, you guys are great about being in your subconscious, about your shadow side, about knowing who you are, you know, diving into those depths and not being afraid of it like most people are. A lot of people are, should I say. So because of that, I kind of feel that for a lot of other signs, you know, as they evolve, their goal is to embrace and dive in that darkness that you guys almost view as your playing ground. It's for others to enjoy and embrace that. I feel like for you guys to evolve, not only by seeing your mystery and your darkness in a little bit of a different way and self-reflective, but I feel like a lot of Scorpios, in order to evolve, is to embrace the light. And I'm not saying that in a way of like, you know, evil, angel, or any of that. I'm saying it in a sense that I think you guys love your playground. I think you love that mystery. I think you love that occult and that fun and just almost the gaminess, you know, and being honest and true as much as you can, but also like you guys want to be be understood, but you also love not being understood. Ideally, I think it would be great to have somebody really be that so much into you and so intrigued that they're willing to do the work to figure it out without you having to say anything because of that mystery. It's almost like you leave breadcrumbs, you know, or you leave out just enough tests or breadcrumbs or stuff for the people who are worth it, and the people who stumble across it and they're worth it and into it enough, intelligent enough that they'll find it, and they're the ones who will find, you know, the most of you that anybody will. You love that mystery and that playgroundedness, and sometimes when things are too upfront and too forthcoming and too light and pure and not like enough, kind of, you're kind of like, this is uncomfortable to me. And, you know, especially for unevolved Scorpios, you know, that's one of the ways why, like, they have very, you know, transformative and regenerative properties. They're very good at, like, waking people up and making people see things and healing people. But sometimes when they're not evolved, they will wake people up due to kind of darker tendencies or more negative-based, fear-based tendencies, kind of more through hurt, where I think a lot of Scorpios are really being pushed to the mission of really go into the depths they didn't even know they had in order to crawl up and embrace and actually see and have gratitude for the light and integrate that side of their fun, mysterious playground, but that lighthearted energy, and integrate them and create balance so that now you guys can walk more into your missions and into your power of transforming people and in ways that are of, you know, that are good, that doesn't have to bring them down or sabotage them, or sabotage yourselves in order to get that. Because unfortunately, sometimes it almost feels like Scorpios go through a sacrifice of themselves in order to subconsciously or consciously wake people up and reveal to them their truth that they don't even see yet, but you guys do, because you see into them. But sometimes you guys have to take that sacrifice, and you have to take that hit in order to do it. And I think the point of all this, and why it is a block, is because it might be something so different for some of you, and an unknown territory, that you're having to delve into something you haven't normally had to do in the past or experience, to evolve, to not have to be in that light with people anymore, to not have to have them be, you know, or see you in a certain way, or to have to sacrifice yourself, not only for your own growth, for others, but to learn how to grow in a way that is evolved. You can grow without sacrificing yourself. You can grow without lighting everything on fire and walking away. I hope that comes out right. I don't know exactly, you know, how to say that, but I can only imagine what that would feel like, you know, after so many times of burning and letting go, and burning and letting go. And maybe you do let go of most of it, but I'm sure there's some of it you thought that you let go of, that maybe it's surfacing that you're realizing you didn't. And, you know, to be seen kind of in that light of sacrifice so much. And sometimes people also get in such a fearful and not grateful state that, you know, you guys probably don't feel gratitude that much. You probably are villainized in a way. But it's time to evolve. And it's time to evolve from that you can work with people and heal and transform with them. And nobody had to sacrifice, or at least not to that depth, the depth that it has been of before, not that degree of self-sacrifice that has been up till now. I had another realization too. I don't know how much this is really going to apply to you, but there's a couple things I just wrote down that for some reason I thought I was supposed to say for some reason. But during my last panic attack, that was a pretty, I don't even know if I'd say it was a panic attack, actually. It was some type of darkness, or like, just not dark, like depth of, I'm a Taurus. So Taurus and Scorpios, we are opposite signs. We are the most intense signs of the zodiac. We are two of the fixed signs. There's Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio and Taurus. Because of the fact that Scorpio and Taurus are the most intense signs of the zodiac, they are the most stubborn of the zodiac. Especially if you're, you know, still evolving. I mean, you're always evolving, but not as evolved. But I think even when you're evolved, or higher level of evolved, I think we're always going to be somewhat a fixed sign. And we're always going to be a fixed sign, but stubborn. My point in saying that is, throughout this whole journey and my awakening, I have tried very hard, as I have my whole life, to do this on my own. To not have to ask for help. To not have to surrender. You know, to always be able to push through and be that workhorse and commitment that I am. So this last thing I went through was something that, at least to my current level of knowledge, I can say, taught me when people say to surrender, what that means. And it does not mean I surrender. Like, that's not surrendering. It's literally something that breaks you so much of who you are and the core of who you are, pretty much to the point that it destroys your will. Not to keep going. Like, I felt that I was close to that, and that's what scared me. And I'm like, I was always like, oh, I don't know how people, would ever want to commit suicide. I've never wanted to commit suicide, but I can see now and have compassion for the people who do reach that level, or who have those thoughts. And, I could see my thoughts kind of going there to where I was like, I can't anymore. Like, if I go anymore, I will be there because I can't handle anymore. And I see now where my thinking was and why it was that way. But what I realized at that point, because I didn't want to go to that level, was that I did need help. And what I realized was that sometimes when people are that strong, that stubborn, and that willful, they view their journey or their hard work as the pride of being able to get through it alone and to keep going. And I did this all on my own. And I went through all that and I got through it all. And they almost view asking for help or receiving help as a failure, or as not being strong enough, or as giving up. And it's wrong. It is a misperception. It's almost, I don't want to say a weak thought, but a weak thought to think that. Because somebody who is truly strong and confident in who they are, and who really knows what it's going to take to get to their goal, knows that, for one, sometimes you have to involve other people, ask for help, work with other people, but at the same time too, why would you want to go the harder way? For what? How does that serve you? It's like, yep, I made it there. It might have taken me a lot harder, and I exhausted on myself, and I got 50 million gray hairs now because it just tore me to the ground doing it. But I got there alone. Yeah, I know, you guys as a group, you got there way before, and wow, you look a lot better. You seem a lot healthier and happier, and you have a lot less gray hairs, but you didn't do it by yourself, so you're not as good as me. Like, be careful of that ego side and that power play, even within yourself, of that misconception in your mind of thinking that you fail or you're not as good if you ask for help. Because sometimes knowing, in order to keep putting your foot in front of the other, or to get to the proper place you're supposed to go, sometimes you need to ask for help and you need to be willing for it. And sometimes you asking for help also helps other people. Sometimes it takes you to your correct place and your correct journey, because that person was meant to detour you to that journey that you wouldn't have had if you didn't talk to them, or if you didn't get on a certain medication to help you out. Whatever it may be that you need help with. Before this, I'm like, I'm not going to take any medicine. I'm not going to ask anyone for help. No one's going to understand anyways. I'll just go within myself. And yeah, that got me to a certain point, but guess what I hit? I hit a brick wall. I hit that wall of, if you keep doing this, you will be no longer. Like, what does that mean to you? Like, and if you're one of those people, like I am and was, to some degree still am, that views it as weakness to ask for help from others, or you're stuck in this situation because you just can't seem to ask others for help. When people offer it, you're like, no, they don't know any better. I know better. Like, you're just not listening. You're just stuck in your own mind, not listening to anyone else, just going around and around in a cycle. A sign of strength and a sign of intelligence and deeper knowing that Scorpio is all about is knowing when and how to ask for help. And knowing that it does not make you weaker and it does not mean that you failed. What it means is that it encourages you to make you even stronger to get to your goal. So please don't be stuck in that misconception of you're not strong or you failed if you ask for help. Because you will get to a point where you're going to have to realize that the universe will make sure of it. My recommendation is that you heed this advice and don't wait till it slams you to the ground. There are benefits to being slammed to the ground, don't get me wrong. But maybe reserve that energy for another lesson. Just saying. Another thing I realized, like, is that during this, like, I thought all my life I had compassion. I am a compassionate person. I have always been a compassionate person, but I've always thought, I was a really compassionate person and I really understood things. And through this process, it made me realize that, it just made me realize even more compassion and more things I had. Like, for people sometimes who are really kind of grumpy or bah humbug, or, I want to share like my loving side and, being funny and, like hugs or compassion or being there for them, and they reject you. And I or people take it personally because, of course people always take things personally you don't understand when, of the things people do, 99.9% of it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's their own issues. So, people may not be understanding you around you if you're doing this and not asking for help, and they're taking it personally or offensively. I know I did for a while, even to some Scorpios that I had in my life. And I'm grateful for everything that I've learned from them. But what I realized, because sometimes when I get in this mode, like I did that other night, where it's just really dark for me, or sometimes when I have a panic attack or I get really anxious, like my husband or somebody will try to like put their arm on me or around me to comfort me, and it makes it even worse. Like, it feels like it's something else on top of me, and I didn't realize it exists until I was talking about it with somebody. Like, a lot of times that's how I realize things, is through me talking. But I realized, like, I would always be like, you have to get your arm off me. Even though he was doing it to be comforting and supportive and loving, I'm like, you've got to get your arm off of me. And I realized it was because I felt like it was one more thing. It was just another thing for me to deal with. Another thing on my back, another burden. So I realized sometimes, how many people are actually really depressed out there and they have no idea. Like, they don't even know they're depressed. They don't even know how long they've been depressed for. And so many things in life, they are so bogged down and so burdened that even a simple act of love and kindness, as viewed, as just another thing to have to deal with. And so many people take it personally because they don't understand what that person is going through. But now I do. Like, now, I understand it more. Like, I have more compassion for it. And I understand that. And I don't take it personally. It's something else I've learned not to take personally. And I understand just more where people are coming from mentally and just their mind frame of it. And when they kind of have that more down and out kind of mind frame, that it's not that they don't want your love. It's not that they're not appreciative of it and they're not grateful. They're not being mean. It's that they're so burdened like so burdened themselves that they can't even view it properly as something that's enlightening or uplifting or comforting, that it's literally just something else for them to deal with. And that probably comes to the fact that they haven't surrendered and they are trying to maintain this journey, whatever journey they're on, alone, while not asking or accepting any help. Because they're strong. They're prideful. And they can't imagine a world where their will ever gave up and surrendered and allowed help. And it's just not a good or healthy notion. You will learn the lesson. Just heed my advice now and save that energy, like I said, for another lesson. But either way, my point of saying that too is there may be things that you even think you're having compassion about that either you're on the flip side of what I'm saying, or you're thinking you're having a lot of compassion and people just don't understand and they're ungrateful. And the thing is, are you so in your own head and your own problems that you're not understanding other people's points of views or having compassion for theirs as well and where they're coming from? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's about surrendering. Like, sometimes you got to be completely rebuilt with a new slate. You guys know all about that. Hopefully one day I can get to the point of not having panic attacks in order to, like, get my lessons for the videos or for myself. But I am a Taurus. I am Scorpio's opposite sign. We are the most intense and the most stubborn of the zodiac. So my point of also saying that is that whatever this is that you are going through, that is either you are going through or is coming, don't get too much down on yourself or in a victim mentality, because sometimes, like, when you're as stubborn as we are, the boat really has to be rocked. I mean, to a point where it's no longer a boat in order for us to pay attention. We are stubborn. And when you're trying to teach a person who is really stubborn a lesson, it takes extreme measures. So keep that in mind. All right. Now we're getting started on your reading. 32 minutes in. At the core of your reading, like, what's going on with you is, you know, you have thinker. For your guys' video, for some reason, I wasn't guided to pull clarifiers. It was like it wanted me to keep this general, especially so you guys can apply this, because I think this applies to so many in so many different ways, which is, yes, of course, how it normally goes, but this message is not to be misconstrued. It is for you to apply absolutely as necessary, and to be honest, I think this message is so general, applying to your life, that it is not to go down in greater detail, because this lesson is the thing behind so many areas in your life. I was guided to not clarify. You're in this mode of just thinking and contemplating. Like, she's just sitting there thinking and thinking and thinking. Like, Scorpios are a water sign. You know, they feel intensely inside. Like, are you overthinking? Are you too much trying to think, and from your outside, you know, your outside world, and you're not using your intuition, you're not feeling what's going inside, you're not paying attention? Like, she's thinking so much, like, she's not even paying attention. Like if, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a face right here, and she's looking away. It's almost like, here's your intuition, here's your guidance, and she's not paying attention. Like, being stubborn. Not paying attention. Four and four also comes to 8, so it's almost like change, like evolution, moving forward, like spiritually moving forward. But you guys are just really blocked and in your head. And like, if you even look too, like she's on, okay, so if you even look, like she's on a block here, this block is higher, and this is where the higher self, the guidance, is trying to take her. It's trying to get her to ascend, but she's ignoring it. She's looking away. She's not paying attention. She's just too in her thoughts and too like sad and depressed about everything that's going on. Like kind of like poor me, but what do I do? Like just blocked. And what's crossing you is you have all that glitters reversed. This glare is not doing too well. And deep knowing. So on one hand, it's like, you know, it's, you know, it's really knowing, like, you're having a hard time seeing, like, what's real, what's really important to you. Like, I think you guys are focused on, like, this is what's crossing, so this is what's, like, hindering you or what you need to do, and all that glitters is gold. It's knowing that all that glitters is not gold. It's knowing that there's a mask to things. Things aren't always as they seem. Things aren't always as great as they seem, and you guys aren't seeing that. You might also be having like certain temptations or wanting to do certain things or having certain mind frames about things, and you're not being honest with yourself about them. Whether you want to, this is a situation you feel stuck in, but you're really keeping yourself stuck in it. Whether it's the universe making it to where you're kind of really stuck, but it's making you learn as you're having to get out. Or maybe it's you being in a situation that you feel is bad for you or it's horrible and you feel stuck in, but really it's a good thing for you. Your perceptions just aren't that great on it, but or just maybe you're having temptations or tempting thoughts or whatever that just aren't that good for you. Like you're focused on something else. You're focused on something that is not for your higher good. Thoughts, patterns, situations, relationships, jobs, friendships, whatever. Overindulging, sex, drugs, alcohol. You're being tempted and focused on something else, and you're not seeing the truth of it. You're not seeing it for what it really is. You're not knowing what it really is. In, you know, your more distant past or your foundation, you have the fates reversed. It's the fates, like being on your path, knowing that's what, you know, what's going on, you know, is to your higher good. Like being where you're supposed to be. Like you're not. Like you're blocking what's trying to come to you. You're blocking your ascension. Kind of not understanding why things happen too. Like not really seeing or agreeing with or understanding why things have been going the way they've been going. Thinking that they're not fair, that life is not unraveling in the way it should, especially not with how much work you've put into it, how much you've been trying and how much sacrifice you've made. Why am I not getting what I should? Why is this situation not going as it should? Why am I not reaping the benefits and the rewards that I should? Why are not people not seeing me as they should with everything I've done and everything I'm doing? Why is it going this way? Why is this situation happening? Why is the fate that should be, with everything that I should be deserved and everything I've put into it, not happening? I don't understand. And for a Scorpio, that must be very unsettling. Because Scorpios, they almost always know, and they almost always see. What's going on? Why is this happening? Why does my fate look like this? So in your more recent past, you're trying to kind of sit back and you're trying to look at things either from a different perspective. I don't know, you could be spying on somebody. Maybe somebody else got what you wanted and you're spying on that. But I think you're really stuck in your head trying to figure it out and think from a different perspective. But another problem that's happening, if you look while he's trying to figure it out and look from another perspective, you know, yes, he's focused on his emotions, but he's not looking inwardly. Like, I know looking at your emotions is inwardly, but that telescope is looking outwardly. So he is looking at his environment and not himself. Also, look how close that, what is that, a telescope? I don't know what the handheld ones are, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. Look how close he is to the moon. I think, you know, he's too close to his emotions and too into his emotions and not taking a far enough step back perspective in order to really see things, especially like in meditation. It's not only to observe your thoughts, but sometimes it's to step outside of that and to observing your thoughts, if that makes sense to you. But at the very least, in meditation, step outside of your thoughts and observe your thoughts. Observe what you're thinking. Observe what you're looking at. Observe your feelings. He's observing his feelings, but he's way too close to them, which means you're probably not meditating. You're not meditating to take that observation approach where you're not in your head thinking it, but you're sitting back, being in the moment, quieting it and pulling yourself out of it so that you can observe what you're thinking and observe what you're feeling so that you can ask why and what that means. He's too close to the situation. He's too close to his emotions. He's too close to, his thoughts. He, her, the fox, whatever, you get what I'm saying. Maybe you're just too much observing your environment and not even looking in at all. But if you are looking within, are you meditating to where you're observing what you're thinking and feeling? Or are you just thinking and feeling? Thinking, and feeling. What's crowning you, or what's in your thoughts, is, you're ready for this phase to be over. Like, truth be told, like, you want to know the truth. You want to know what's going on. You want to go through this window, a new window of opportunity. There are hearts, so maybe it's in love. Maybe you're wanting someone to take their mask off. Maybe you're ready for you to take your mask off. Scorpios are very much about masks. A lot of people are, actually, but because of the fact that you guys love mystery and all that, and you're like, you're intrigued by it, and you like to you like to lay the breadcrumbs. You love for people to follow those breadcrumbs. It's like, riddle me this, riddle me that, kind of thing. But you're ready for this window of an opportunity and to gain the knowledge to that, whether it's career, life, love, whatever. You want to know and see what's really going on, and you want to learn why. Hopefully you're ready to take your mask off. And maybe taking that mask off, and yeah, that's exactly it. Because, Scorpios, really have that hard outer shell, like this mask. And they have that because it's protection from their vulnerability. Scorpios are so strong. They come across so strong. And you guys are, especially to be able to delve in the way you guys do. That takes great strength. But you can only become so strong if you feel like you always have to be armored up. You know, and one of the reasons that you guys sometimes are always willing to stay armored or almost like attack in that way is it's like you guys have gone in self-preservation mode. And when somebody or something is in self-preservation mode, they can't, or they have a hard time taking the mask off. And that's because underneath it all, they really feel really sensitive. They do somewhat feel scared. You guys, or a lot of Scorpios, might feel really uncomfortable being vulnerable. And because of that, it really stops a lot of people from getting to know you and really having those connections due to that shell, due to that mask, because you don't trust sharing your vulnerability. When you're truly confident in yourself and you really feel strong and you trust yourself, you don't have to worry about people hurting your vulnerability. Like, I've learned through this journey that the more that I know about myself, the more I know about other people, the more I've learned to trust myself, the more I trust other people. And I don't care who they are. I can trust other people and I can trust situations because I trust myself. And I trust myself to know what situations to put myself in and how to react to them and how to handle them and when to remove myself. You know, this shell and this mask is not about protecting yourself from the world. It's about protecting yourself from yourself. And that is where you evolve to the creatures in your line that no longer have that hard outer shell, where you get to like the wolf that you have over here, and eventually you get to the eagle or the phoenix. This window to the truth that you're seeking is by taking off the mask and realizing that what you've been protecting yourself from all along has been yourself. That all the things you've been protecting yourself in and went into self-preservation mode was merely only mirroring back to you what was going on within you. When you do the work and when you really seek this and looking within, you won't need your shell anymore. Your animal will be able to evolve beyond the Scorpio. And with that evolution, you will no longer need it, so that shell will be left behind. And maybe that scares you. Maybe that scares the crap out of you, because that shell has always been who you are. But it's not needed. It's letting go of things that are no longer needed. It's embracing the new life that's coming and realizing that that shell or that mask is not, it's not supporting you in the way it did in the past. It's not even protecting you anymore. It's actually hurting you and hindering you and stopping your growth and stopping you from enjoying your life. This is you gaining this knowledge and knowing, and this is the window of your new opportunity. Is knowing that it's time to shed that shell and to shed that mask and to evolve out of the Scorpio phase. The only thing you needed protection from was yourself. When you get yourself where you need to be, trust me, you're not even going to miss that shell because you're not even going to need it. Things only hurt as bad as they did because you didn't have the tools necessary as you will now moving forward. Probably from when you were younger, or how you misprocess things. Maybe past lives, I don't know, karma passed down. But either way, doing this work of where this all is leading you to, you will and or are learning the tools that your Scorpio shell is no longer needed. And don't let that scare you. Don't let it shut you down, and don't mourn that too much of that loss of yourself, because that shell was never who you were. You are who you are minus that. It's like somebody being like, you know, oh, this is my body. Well, what does that mean? If you lose your arms, you're not you. If you lose your legs, you're not you. Like, make sure you are in line with who you feel is representing yourself. Like, what is representing you? That your body is not you. It is a vessel. That who you are is not of that protection. That who you are changes as life goes on and as you evolve. But the core of you is you. That is you, and it never changes. And really realizing that who you are can never be summed up. It can never be put in a box. It can never be labeled. You are the only one who put yourself in this box, and you are the only one who labeled yourself, and you are the only one who put yourself in the self-preservation mode. The true essence of you is all over the place and always flowing and changing. To put a label on it is to make it human. And at the end of the day, we are spirits having a human experience. Spirit, I'm going to say that right. Spirits having a human experience. Souls having a human experience. It's time to let your shackles go. It's time to let your boundaries go. Well, you have your healthy boundaries, but your limitations, your shell. Allow your shell to evolve to legs or wings, wherever you're at. And for your likely future, you have Y, which here's your wings evolving and coming in, but it's now you starting to look at why things are happening. What is your intention? What is others' intentions? Looking at why you do the things you do, and why you've done the things you've done, and why you've gone to the pattern you have. When you look at the whys of things, 3 + 1 = 4, you will gain your stability, you will gain your structure. But it's start to look at the intention of things and why you do the things you do. Start to look internally for that knowledge. Don't just be over-analyzing in your mind and not looking at yourself. Look at yourself and meditate. Gain that knowledge. How you see yourself is you see yourself like you've been going and trying for a long time, and it just has you exhausted. It hasn't worked out in your benefit. This isn't at all the way it was supposed to work out or how you planned. Why is this the way it turned out? Why is this the way fate has turned out for me? Look how hard I tried. Look how far I've gone. Going the distance. And this is you sitting there like never ending story. Like, why am I here again? I've done all this work, and here I am again. This is not at all the way the situation was supposed to turn out. Why is this happening? What's in your environment, or how others see you, I think it's what's in your environment, is you have blessed. It's, blessed is also about, being gifted something that you didn't work for. Maybe you've been working for the wrong things. Maybe you haven't been on your right path. Maybe you've been on self-sabotaging paths. And the reason it's not working out for you is because it's not what the path you're supposed to be on. That's why you feel like this. Because you keep working and working and working, yet you're driving yourself into a brick wall. You're going around in this maze, and you're going and you're going and you're going, and then you hit a brick wall and you start over. And then you go again, and you hit a brick wall and you start over, and you hit a brick wall and you start over, and it's exhausting the crap out of you, and you're doing all this work because you're working on the wrong things. Your perspective is not in the right area. You need to gain a new perspective. You need to look at yourself. Take your mask off. Put your guard down. Accept help from others. Look at yourself. Look at your intentions of things. Why are you going after what you're going after? What does it do for you? How does it help you? Does it help you or does it hinder you? You're going for the wrong things. The right things will come to you and you don't have to work that hard. If you are ever working that hard at something, it means that you're working at the wrong thing. And I'm not saying to work for something. I'm saying if you keep going and you keep going and you keep hitting a block, sit back and reassess, because you're going after the wrong thing. What truly is supposed to come to you won't take that much work. You'll have to put in yourself into it, but it won't be like this. Another thing, be grateful for what you are blessed with. Learn the gift of gratitude. Always gain, you always want to be growing. You always want to be learning. But you don't have to not have gratitude or be critical or self-critical to the point that keeps you moving and you can't even be happy or grateful for what's in your current environment. So not only with you looking at yourself and asking why will gain you stability, but 2 + 2 also equals 4. So being grateful for your environment while self-improving will also gain you stability. Your hopes and fears, I think this is your, it could be hopes or fears. I think it's your hopes and fears. You have a leg up. This is asking for help. This is receiving help. Exactly like I was saying. 3 + 4 is divine. You do have divine guidance here. This is divine stuff going on. But this is, you, on one hand, like you fear having help because it means like, oh, I wasn't strong enough or I gave up. But on the other hand, you're like, I can't handle this anymore. Maybe that I could handle all the help I have or can get. I want all the help I get. I'm not sure if I want it from people though, but I want it from, the universe. But the thing is, things mirror us. So if you're blocking help from people, then you're going to be blocking help from the universe as well. Like not seeing the gifts that are being offered to you, working for the wrong things. You need to learn to ask for help also in your environment and with your friends and with your family, and let your shell go. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Surrender your mask and surrender your shell. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and say, like, I need help. Can you help me? Not doing it all yourself. And as soon as you do this and you start to work more with your environment, instead of being in the mind frame that your environment or the people around you are working against you, you're going to start to be blessed by the universe, and your fate will flip upside down. Your likely future is you have a message in a bottle and you have peace upside down, reversed. So I do think like something has already possibly happened in your life, or it is coming to kind of make you realize this. It might be a situation where it gets worse before it gets better. Or, this could go 2 ways. If you look at the whys if you do the self-work and you look at why you're doing things, why you're thinking what you're thinking, why you're feeling what you're feeling, our thoughts becomes beliefs and our beliefs become our reality. So why are you thinking what you're thinking? Then your likely outcome will be, you hearing the messages that are coming to you that will help, you with this feeling of not being at ease with yourself. But if you stay in this mind frame of why this, why that, why isn't my fate turning out the way it should have? Look at all this work and thought I put into it. I've worked so hard. Why this? Why that? This sucks. Why are people all doing this and that? You're going to be missing the messages that are coming to help you out, and you're not going to feel at peace with yourself. So these two outcomes are purely based on you, on which perspective you want to look at it. This is clearly a lesson of perspective. So don't miss the messages. Communicate with others. Not only don't miss the messages from above, stop ignoring them because they're trying to elevate you. But communicate also. Communicate this help. Communicate how you feel. Communicate what you're going through. And put your mask, take your shell off. Take your mask off. Let your shell go. Be willing to evolve to evolving. To evolve. Spiritually evolve. To a higher self. Communicate this and listen to the messages above, and it will help the fact that you guys have been in a little bit of turmoil lately and not had a lot of inner peace. You have 2 doors to go through. This is the one I feel like that you've been in your mind about and just thinking and thinking and thinking, because it's like air. Air is about thinking, and I see it as in your mind, thinking. And this is the one of enlightenment. It's also embracing the light. What path are you going to take? Are you going to stay in your head about everything? Or are you going to try going in a different perspective and looking within and gaining enlightenment? Because as soon as you get back into yourself, which is what Scorpios normally do, and you gain that enlightenment, you have your new beginning. Your creative, inspirational new beginning. Like, this is a fire sign. It's like the wands. It's fire. This is like fire. It's the light. Choose to get out of your head and go back into who you are and center and meditate and go to that soul level enlightenment. Choose that path. The light path. The path that brings you inspiration and creativity and back into who you are. Because where you've been right now emotionally has just been burdening you. Like, you're just driving you crazy, not listening to, your subconscious and your emotions have been burdening you and driving you crazy. Look at her. She's exhausted. She's frustrated. And this is you, just going around and around, trying to get to yourself, trying to get to your inner self and your peace, but trying a new path. Oh, there's a wall. Let's start over. Oh, there's another wall. Start over. Just going around and around. It's like a maze. And every time you start a new direction in this maze, you hit a brick wall. Why do you hit a brick wall? Why do you keep feeling like this? Because you're going after the wrong things. You're going after the wrong things. And you need to look at why you are. Whether it's the wrong people, the wrong friends, the wrong relationships, the patterns in your life, the wrong jobs. What are you seeking from it? What are you doing with it? What is your role in this? Is it what you're just allowing from other people? Yes, but is it also what you're putting into it? Yes. Why? Because everything mirrors us. Our external mirrors our internal. As you figure that stuff out internally, you will start to mirror that externally. But you need to look at your emotions. You need to look, not this closely though. You need to step back and observe them from an outside point of view in meditation. But look at how you feel. How do you feel? What does your intuition tell you? You're conflicted emotionally. But look at how you feel. Design yourself a new web, a new life, a new pattern. Look at your patterns. Like a web of patterns. Look at your patterns. Look at your intentions and why you're doing things. Look at what you're trying to manifest in your life and why you are. How are they helping you or hindering you emotionally? Look at your patterns. Create new patterns. New healthier patterns. Let go of the things that no longer serve you. Springtime energy. Get rid of the things that are holding you back. Like you're a mask, like your shell that stops you from being vulnerable. Allow others to help you, a helping hand. Use your own gifts to help others, but allow others to help you as well. It will help you spiritually evolve to a new level, and you will have amazing new beginnings. Abundance, new beginnings, abundance. Like seriously, look at how you feel, intuition, your emotions, self-work. Look at your patterns, create new patterns, let go of patterns and behaviors and things, relationships, environments, whatever that no longer serve you or help you. Allow help from others. Look into your own tasks and gifts also. Put them to use, but allow help from others so that it can help you spiritually evolve. Learn that vulnerability so that you can be vulnerable to others too, and for others as well. By you being vulnerable. I could never be vulnerable to other people because I had such a hard exterior. All the while I thought I was being so loving and communicating things properly. I'm like, I'm so loving. I show that I care. I communicate properly. And when I did the self-work, I'm like, I have a hard exterior. I am confusing. Like, people don't always know exactly how I feel. But all this work brings you to abundance and new beginnings. You know, you feel like things in your life aren't fair right now. And it's really just bringing up a lot of fears, a lot of insecurities. It's asking you to go to the edge and take a leap of faith, to surrender, to have faith and walk forward. Even though you can't see where all this is leading you, it's leading you to blessings and great things. But it's asking you to address those insecurities and those fears and those vulnerabilities that are coming up and that distrust, so that it can evolve you by having faith and by surrendering. Like, she's completely surrendering to, okay, I guess you know what's best for me. This looks like I'm about to go to my death, but she's supported. Focus on the here and now. Focus on how you feel. Don't get too caught up in the past. Don't get too caught up in the future. Sit back, meditate. Look at where you are now. Look at how you feel about it. Be flexible. Go with the flow on this. Look at your patterns. You might even have, you know, fears of abandonment, fears of rejection, feeling like you're alone, like no one is there for you. Spirit isn't there for you. Friends aren't there for you. Family aren't there for you. Like, this is your thoughts. This is your thoughts. Nobody's here for me. When in all reality, you won't accept help. You won't even ask for help. You're like, I have nobody here for me, and this is such a hard struggle, and it's tearing me down, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't keep going, but I can't ask for or receive help anyways, but no one's there for me anyways, because I won't ask for it, and I won't let anyone know, but hey, no one's there for me. It's time to leave that behind. It's time to go through a new door. Leave all those things away that are not serving you. You've got patterns you need to let go of. If you need help on this, on moving forward and looking at your stuff, let me know. Hit me up. I can help you with that. You have abundance coming. This is putting you on your new path to structure, making you stronger, bringing you harmony on your new direction, cutting away things that don't matter, don't help you, don't serve you. Communicate. For the love of God, Scorpios, communicate. You can still maintain your little mysterious fun thing and all that, but put off your mask a little bit. Put off your shell a little bit. Communicate a little bit more. And if you don't want to, if you're like, oh, I like this, you know, I like being like mysterious this much and having this much fun, then don't complain about being like this. remember that what you're trying to keep is only protecting you from you. Nobody can come in and be there for you and give you the life and bring this fate to you that you want if you are shutting it out. Okay? You guys have gone to like self-preservation mode, wolf instinct, protecting yourself, maybe protecting your family, but you guys are in like, you are instinct and reactive mode. You are just stuck in this thinking, reaction and instinct mode, not in your true feeling and intuition. You're in just preservation. Wolf is also one of the ascension things. So maybe some of you are stuck at this self-preservation mode. And here's your lightning bolt. Here's your tower. Why is it coming? Because it's trying to break you out of this barrier and ascend to your next level above the wolf. Look up animal totems or animal symbols for Scorpio. Some of you are either stuck at lower ones, still in the Scorpio phase, which is actually lower than a wolf, or some of you are in self-preservation mode. Here's your tower coming in. That's what all this is, and it's to make you break out of your emotions, break out of who you are, break out of all that is holding you back. This whale has breached the surface. It has broke through what has been holding it back. That's what all this is for, is to make you happier and be able to, have blessings. It's bringing you a wake-up call that you guys are keeping yourself in solitude. Like, yes, go in solitude to think about this, but you can't sit there and be sad or blame anybody else for you being orphaned when, your own actions are keeping you in solitude due to you being scared about being vulnerable. Okay? Like, self-work here. Self-work, self-work, self-work. All this whole process is trying to move you. You guys are stagnant. You're stuck. You keep hitting those walls. It's trying to move you. It's trying to get you to go with the ebb and flow. Stop being stubborn. It's never fully going to happen, but go with the flow on this and know this is happening for a reason. While you are learning these lessons and it is moving you and teaching you to go with the flow a little bit more, work on grounding yourself. YouTube ways to ground yourself. Eat, vegetables, cooked vegetables, warm things, walk in nature, listen to grounding music, go to the beach, listen to the sounds of the ocean, stand barefooted, walk through grass. Look up on YouTube ways to ground yourself. It will strengthen your roots, which will then nourish all of who you are, okay? So ground yourself during this process. Also look within at your, your emotions, your emotional side. Some messages for you also are, you need to have gratitude for what's going on right now and for what you have in your life. You need to get rid of your patterns, clear out your old patterns, toxic things you've had, toxic relationships, toxic environments. Trust your own understanding. What's going on with all this? The truth be told. Look at who you are. Look at all beneath the mask. Realize that what's around you and reflecting you right now has all been to your own protection and self-preservation mode. Meanwhile, you're just like, I'm sad and I don't understand. Why is it like this? It's like this because you've built it up to protect yourself. You want more from it, yet you're scared of being vulnerable. Which one do you want? Do you want that? Do you want that from others? Do you want that stuff you seek? Or do you want to keep pushing it away to protect yourself? Because you think it hurts you, or it's going to hurt you, or sabotage you. Are you sabotaging others? Are you being toxic to others? Or you're thinking they're going to do it to you? Or maybe you're just that sensitive, because Scorpios really are. Like, they're so emotional. They're strong, though. But that's why they were given all those emotions, was because Scorpios can handle them. I just think you guys haven't tapped into your true knowing and power to be able to have the tools to know how to handle them. But man, when you do, There's a reason you guys were given all these emotions. Because Scorpios can handle it. Just learn your tools. And what will open up for you when you do, and you know you could take that mask off and become vulnerable and shed your shell, and you learn those tools to handle all these emotions you guys were gifted with, all these emotions you guys were blessed with. Do you know what people can do when they tap into their emotions? Most people are scared of their emotions. They don't even know the powers they have that they block from themselves because they're so scared of their own emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings are your answers. Emotions and feelings are your power. And I know you Scorpios know all about that power. Don't block yourself off from your power. Don't block yourself off from your potential. Learn who you are inside. Look at yourself. It will cause a breakthrough. It will cause you to grow and learn. It will cause you to be happy again. Laughter. If you're down and out, go and be in environments that make you laugh. Look up on YouTube ways to raise your frequency. Ways to raise your frequency, your vibration. A funny movie. People that make you laugh. Healthy foods. Exercise. Healthy sex. Not toxic sex. Healthy sex. Be around good things that make you happy. And know that you're worth it. Don't put yourself in situations or be around situations that constantly are like, they make you feel bad and they're whatever, and you guys are keeping yourself in toxic situations. And you're like, I don't understand why it's going this way. All the while you're doing it because you don't think you're worth it. You're like, yeah, I'm powerful. Is that why you guys have, like, there's power struggles sometimes? Because you're like, you want the power, you fight for the power, but it's because you feel like you're not powerful? Because you feel like you are weak, because you can't handle these emotions, because people are going to hurt you, because you're not worth it to be treated good? No. That's all in your head. It's all a lie that you have told yourself. It is the reality you have built up for yourself. Be honest with yourself and realize what you have built up for yourself. Because why? Because it doesn't hurt as bad if you're expecting it, right? What will hurt worse is if you go in faithfully with loving and open arms and somebody tricked you. Somebody treated you like a fool. So you don't open up to them ever, or you do it to them first. Yeah, that hurts. But it doesn't hurt as bad as being played as a fool. No one will ever play me for a fool. I know better. I maintain the power. Only a person who does not feel like they truly have the power ever has to have that mentality. I know exactly where you guys are coming from with this, so please receive this with love. Because I've had to work on this. But only people who have to exude control and power over others are ones that don't feel it within themselves. That they are scared of being hurt. That they don't think they can handle all the emotions that they were gifted with. That they will never open themselves up to other people or even hurt other people. Because damn it, you're not going to do it to me. Have fun with that. Or you can look in and see why, and see that you are worth it, and see that you are loving, and that you were given these gifts for a reason because you are strong enough to handle it. But you have to do the work to learn your tools. It hurt that bad before because you didn't have the tools. You misprocessed things. If you need help with this, please let me know. You're stifled, bored, and stuck. I think there's a lot of drama around you guys. You probably even miss somebody. A loved one. Maybe someone passed. I also see this as a part of yourself that you feel going away. Maybe it's your shell or your mask and you're like gripping onto it with dear life. And and you're having a hard time embracing this new energy that the universe is trying to throw at you, and this is your old self that you're sad about, and your ego is like, no, but it's okay. Let the drama go. Be wary if people are talking about you. Let it go if they are. If you're in on it and starting it, stop it. Don't create drama just to make it to where, like, you feel alive or people feel alive or you're not the only one that's suffering, or, you know, like some Scorpios, I feel almost like to feel that pain and misery just to feel alive. Can you embrace the light and still feel alive? Ask yourself why you have to have pain and misery in your life to feel alive. Is it because you're blocking off all these other emotions you were gifted with that you're scared as hell of? Because you're scared they'll hurt you? So now the only emotion you have left is pain and hurt to make you feel alive because you're so scared of it? What door are you going to choose, Scorpio? To stay in your head and try to control and manipulate the situation because you're scared of your gifts? Or the one to enlightenment where you use your gifts and you learn those tools and you spread your friggin' wings as the eagle or phoenix that you are? What are you going to choose? Step up, Scorpio. Step up. If anybody has the ability, it is a Scorpio. Just like the only thing that stands in the way of a Taurus, the only thing that stands in the way of a Taurus is a Taurus. The only thing that stands in the way of a Scorpio is a Scorpio. It's the same with a Gemini too, because they'll just be all up in their head. Are you done standing in the way of yourself? Are you ready? Are you done trying to give in? A tempting offer has a high price. What is that offer? To give up. To keep doing what you're doing. By you not evolving, by you not taking this path, by you not asking for help if you need to, that's giving up. Why? Because you got stuck. And you know as well as I do that getting stuck is giving up. You don't ever want to deal with stagnancy. So if you stay stuck, if you deal with this tempting offer of not wanting to grow and look at yourself and not wanting to spread your wings and let go of your mask and your shell because you don't need it anymore, guess who gave up? Guess who got stuck? Let go of things that no longer serve you in your life, including your own bad attitude, including your own attitude patterns or anything in your life that is not serving you. Do the mirror work. Look up mirror work. Email me about mirror work. Look at how the situations around you are mirroring you. If someone's lying to you all the time, how are you lying to yourself? If you're always being deceived, how are you deceiving yourself? Are you deceiving others? If you're running from things, why? What are you scared of with it? What does it mean to you? Write down people, relationships around you and what you like about them. And it's funny because what you like about them, they're going to mirror things about yourself that you're having trouble expressing to yourself because you're scared of it. The things you don't like about others, you're going to find that they reflect what you do to other people, or they're going to reflect what you do to yourself. Don't lose up hope on this situation. It's time to be brave. You have a powerful shift in energy coming. But you have to be brave and you have to do the work. You're my opposite sign, okay? I know Taurus's strengths. And I know your guys' strengths because you are my opposite sign. I've had to pull off your energy before. It's time to step up. It's time to get excited about your opportunities that are coming. I'm excited for your opportunities that are coming. All right, we're looking at your spiritual guidance. We're going to pull some of those and then a healing crystal card. And then we're done. I'm excited I got to do this with you guys because I love you guys. You guys are some stubborn people, though. But I understand. I'm just as stubborn. I'm excited. I hope you guys step into this. Yep. Gripping on dear life. Gripping on for dear life. Let it go. Look at him. He's like in a fetal position. You guys are scared. And that's okay. I say that without judgment. I'm scared through this whole process. But it's about putting one foot in front of the other. Let go. Surrender. Let go of things that no longer serve you, because what is going to come is going to be amazing. This is being guided by your higher self. It's trying to show you what really serves you and what's really important to you on a soul level. You are being guided. Your higher self is trying to show you something. Pay attention. And it's going to bring you friends and like-minded people. Meditate. It brings good times and celebrations, friendships, ones that you can trust. But look, they're meditating. They're going within. Let's pull one more. One more piece of advice for Scorpio. Again, march to the beat of your own drum. Work with other people. 3 of Pentacles. This is like building from the ground up. Me, myself, and I. Mind, body, soul. Working with others. If you're having third-party situations and you're having trouble with sex, partying, alcohol, drugs, work on it. But this, again, is like meditating with friends. Working, build yourself from the ground up. Do the self-work. Ground yourself. It will help you become more nurturing. The Queen of Pentacles, you will get back on top of your game again. Now, I will say in the process, you're going to go through some things with your ego. There's going to be some things from your past. There's going to be some things from your ego, from growing up, your patterns, your childhood, your parents, all the things around you, past relationships, friendships, things you've done, things others have done. You're going to have to deal with it. Look at it. Deal with those emotions. This is going to be also a resting phase for you, and be okay with that, with settling. Do the meditation, do the healing. Let yourself be guided through this process. Don't fight it. It's taking you to a new beginning. Again, you have the Ace of Wands. It's spiritually ascending you to a higher level to manifest. Look, new beginning. It's bringing you to a higher level. So either climbing up to the higher level with this powerful goddess. You will be manifesting a new beginning. The wheel turns in your favor. Karma's released. Divine timing's on your side. But now things are going in your favor. You guys hear the call. You've changed. You've transformed. This new beginning, transformed. I mean, it just keeps going on that way. This just keeps reiterating everything I've said. So I'm going to move on to your crystal card and then end this because it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Scorpios. I've really been waiting to do this video and I wanted to do this for you. So I'm like, let me get it out of the way real quick before I go and do my thing. Okay? Let's see what guidance it has for Scorpios. Keep your heads up. There is a reason all this is going on. What message do you have for Scorpios? Okay, we don't have time. True riches. Turquoise. A copper-based stone attracting good fortune antiquity. Antiquity. Turquoise was popular for protective amulets. Sacred to Hathor, Venus, and to Buddha, it linked earth and sky and made a potent love charm. Your pathway is one of self-realization. What? Qualities you cultivate now drive your spiritual evolution forward. Draw on your karmic wisdom and past life skills. Release vows that no longer serve you and speak what used to be unspeakable. Communicate. Watch your health and avoid polluted environments. Brilliant success and happiness are coming. Fortune favors you. You navigate the way forward with sure-footed confidence, but watch your personal safety and deal with problems immediately. Good friends accompany you. You are in the spotlight and others rely on you. Your true riches lie not in the bank, but in your heart. Attuning to inner riches, being grateful. Scorpio or Tauruses are all about evolving right now to help and give back to others. And I'm pretty sure that Scorpios are on the same path. You have Quantum Quattro, Synergy, has amazing healing power and a dramatic effect on physical vitality. It brings about an energetic shift and integration. You are an extremely complex person who is seeking wholeness within yourself. Examine all facets of your personality, especially those you hide from yourself or others. Accept those of value. Find the gift hidden deep within mistakes. Forgive and let go. Release yourself from codependency and abusive relationships. Heal your inner child. Look up hypnosis or meditation or meeting your inner child work on YouTube. I think Michael Healy is really great. I think that's his name. Recognize the resources you have to draw on. Ask for help. Karmic aspects need healing. Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems, so dig deep and see all sides. The power of the whole is much greater than its component parts. Once you have all the information, you are invincible and evolve rapidly. Recognize that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior. Recognize you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own well-being. So stop trying to make other people projects. Like, work on yourself and lead by example, and that helps others. Influence their behavior by working on your own well-being. Holistic healing for the soul. Yes. I'm going to go. This is going to time out on me soon. Merry Christmas. I love you. Good luck with all this. I'll be seeing you soon. Watch your sun, moon, rising signs. Remember about my holiday deals. Comment. Getting their free, chance for a free reading. All of that. I'm sorry this took so long coming out. Keep your head up. I know it's hard. I know what you're going through. I'm right here with you. Tauruses are going through it too. I love you guys. Choose yourselves and choose to have faith and choose the light. You still got your darkness. You're still going to get to play. But rise and spread your wings and embrace that feeling that comes with it. I love you. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Bye.